In this course, we will be covering the foundation and framework of project management as defined by the Project Management Body of Knowledge, typically called the Pmbok Guide for short. It is part 1 of a 4-part series meant to gain a working knowledge of the Pmbok Guide and also to prepare for the PMP and CAPM exams. Now, this course does assume that at a minimum you understand the basics of how to manage a project and that you also have the most current edition of the Pmbok Guide. At the end of this course, you'll find a movie with my background and credentials, but here's a brief introduction. I am PMP Certified and provide consulting and training services. You'll be happy to hear that one of my specializations is project management and also PMP exam prep training. The bulk of my experience comes not just from training, but from real-world experience. So you'll often hear me provide you with examples on how the material applies to real-world scenarios. The majority of the course will focus on the first 3 chapters of the Pmbok Guide. The course includes several examples of exam questions. One of the best things you can do to prepare for the exams is to go through practice questions and then more practice questions. Many times you'll look at these questions and all of the answers will appear to be correct. Sometimes that actually will be true, and your job is to identify the best answer. Next, I will provide you with an overview of the project management framework. This will include understanding the differences and being able to distinguish between a project and operational work. It may sound odd at first, but these can be pretty easy to confuse. The organizational structure plays a big role in how a project is managed, so you'll have a solid understanding of the 3 types of structures that exist. I'll also show you the various dimensions of a project, including the project lifecycle and the project phases. And we'll be sure to review program and portfolio management. The project standards includes the processes and process groups of a project. We'll be covering the process groups thoroughly, and these include initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. We'll be touching briefly on the 9 knowledge areas. These will be reviewed much more thoroughly in future courses. Here's an item I'd like to take a moment to highlight. All members of the Project Management Institute, which is the issuing organization of the Pmbok Guide, must adhere to the organization's Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct. But if you're taking the PMP exam, 9% of the exam will test your knowledge on a project manager's social and professional responsibility, so we'll be covering this piece as well. And finally, we'll top off the course with a summary and review, just to make sure that you understand how the information ties together. You'll also have an opportunity to assess your knowledge of the material, and we'll end with some other exam preparation goodies.